You feel like in your life you've closed yourself off to people that you really wish you could open up to more? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this episode. Hey everyone, my name is Felix here at Cara Borealis, where the goal here is to expand your mind and where the goal here is to expand your consciousness and simplify your mind. Today we're going to look into vulnerability. It's kind of a hot topic for some people because your vulnerability tends to start getting cut off when you're a lot younger, when you decide to express yourself or open up and people immediately reject you. I Maybe you've seen the little four picture meme where there's a pink guy in a box and he says, maybe I'll try leaving the box. And as soon as he opens it, he gets punched in the face. And now he has an even bigger box. Yeah, so vulnerability is kind of like that. That's definitely a possibility. I'm not saying that this won't happen, but it's really necessary to live a happier, more free life that you express vulnerability with people, even strangers, because most of our vulnerability walls were set up when we were younger. This has a lot to do with our peers at the time who are also a lot younger and a lot more emotionally underdeveloped. So as you get older and you begin to surround yourself with people who do have a better grip on their emotional intelligence and are just more self-aware, you can eventually just start lowering these walls, let people in and let people try to understand the real you. There are a few places that you could fall into tension where you express that you enjoy doing something, but this person over here says that they don't enjoy that. They actually find it really unappealing that you do that, and they don't want to hang out with you anymore. That seems like a pretty bad thing, right? But not really. If we look at the law of Trinity, them saying they don't want to hang out with us anymore means that we get to be more authentic. We get to show ourselves more and not be afraid of that because we've already done it. We've already faced the penalties for it. And now we get to let in the people who do resonate with that. By removing certain things in your life, you allow space for the more current things to come in. See, vulnerability is really important in your life because if you're in a friend circle and you're afraid to show your vulnerability, you're afraid to show the things you like, and you're just morphing yourself to fit their needs, then that's not much of a life, is it? You're basically playing a cookie cutter when you could just be playing your own authentic self. First of all, the mind has a lot of fears about expressing yourself. It has a lot of fears of maybe I talk too much, maybe I play with my hair too much, maybe I fidget too much, maybe I don't talk too much, maybe I look weird, maybe I have a weird resting face, maybe if I express this, they're all going to leave me and no one's going to like me. The mind is going to say all of that because it just wants you to be safe. It doesn't want you to it doesn't want you to reach out to anyone, actually. It would rather you just sit in a chair all day in your room and not do anything, eat, sleep, and use the bathroom. That's all your mind wants you to do. If you try to do anything else, you're usually going to come into some sort of flack, some sort of resistance. But the key is really just learning to become aware of that and learning to push past it, learning to silence that voice in your mind. I call this the monkey mind, where the mind just goes around saying a bunch of things in your ear, thinking that it knows what's best for you. And who knows? Maybe you do express yourself out to your friends and you have a friend that says, you know what, I love that thing too so much. Let's start talking about it. Let's go start doing it on the weekends. And and by pushing through that fear and expressing the real you, you now have an even deeper relationship with your friend and you get a new activity to do all together. That's kind of best case scenario, isn't it? I've had it happen to me a few times actually, where I have these things that I'm afraid to tell people about, but when I tell them about it, they're actually super chill because the older you get, the more emotionally developed people become, the less people care about anything other than people being mean to each other. Basically, don't be a jerk and you'll be just fine. And if you're trying to show vulnerability on a bigger scale, like me doing YouTube videos here, there's a few things I can touch up on that. Like, if you're afraid of people coming in and leaving mean comments or just disliking or leaving all this negativity, who's doing that? Is it the people who already have YouTube channels? Is it the people who believe in you? Or is it the people who sit in their home all day, do nothing, waste all their time on the internet and judge people? You're worthy, whole, and complete of doing everything right now. There will always be evil in the world. There will always be negativity, and there will always be people who are blinded by the mind and unable to make their own decisions. Everyone is doing the best they can with the level of consciousness they're at right now. The mind loves negativity, and the mind loves sharing its opinions. So don't be afraid of people leaving negativity, because it's always going to be there. There's always going to be some amount of it, but what we really need to focus on is the positivity that's coming in. And then just be the best person for yourself so that you can share the most pure, the most authentic message you can. And there's the second part, is that if you're afraid of vulnerability to the point where you can't share your message, then you're robbing everyone else from hearing what you have to say. Your opinion is important and people need to hear it. The world needs you and only you can do it. So the next time you feel like you're scared and you're just in your box, take a step out, expect a few punches, but keep your figurative guard up, shrug those off, and get yourself to where you're supposed to be. A large part of this is just shutting up those thoughts in your head, shutting out the outside negativity, and just focusing on you and your process. So thank you, everyone. My name is Felix here at Cara Borealis. And until next time, thank you very much. I love you. You have a good night.